Both Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley made weight for UFC 292 today, both weighing in at 135. Aljamain Sterling reveals he has already put on a good amount of size. He tweeted 144.4 and climbing. Chris Weidman feels a bit disrespected that the UFC put him on the prelims for UFC 292. Speaking to ESPN, Weidman said it's kind of disrespectful, to be honest. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. Like to be out for 2 years with a broken injury. I broke my leg on the mat in the UFC on a pay-per-view. First card ever since COVID. First fully packed arena in Jacksonville. Put my body on the line, and then they put me on a prelim. I'm going to show that's a bad idea. You know what? It probably works out better for everybody at the end of the day, because it's a little bit of motivation. But alright, mother effers, you disrespect me like that. What, do you think I'm done? Do you think I'm just here to see how I feel? No, I'm here to make a statement. For me to be here, I'm more grateful than ever, because I didn't know if I was really going to be able to come back. I'm happy to be here. Sean O'Malley discusses his bet with Aljamain Sterling for UFC 292. Whoever scores the first takedown gets $100. Sean says he sneezes out $100.
Aljo had said recently that you guys made a $100 bet on who shoots the first takedown. Is that true?
Who gets the first takedown.
Or who gets the first takedown. Oh, really?
Yeah.
When did that, how did that all develop, and what made you so confident in taking that bet?
He messaged me. Well, I messaged him on Instagram when I saw him at the fights in Tennessee. He was looking a little nervous on the camera, so I just let him know, hey, dude, saw you. You weren't looking too good. And he said, I want to make a bet. First one to get takedown gets $100. And then $100 is a lot of money to him. So for me, I mean, I sneezed out $100. So he was, I'm sure it made him a little excited.
Demetrious Johnson shares what he believes to be Aljamain Sterling's main weakness. Speaking to MMAfighting.com this week, DJ said, I feel his weakness is he has no clinch game. Like I would eat his ass up for breakfast in the clinch game. I feel like rhythm-wise, I move way better than he does in the feet. In grappling, he is longer, so I would never let him get my f***ing back, because he'll lock them f***ing Funkmaster legs in my body triangle like he did at Petr Yan, and they'll have to survive him doing that. The one thing that he does that helps to my advantage is that he crosses a distance for me, right? He does this, and a funky ass kick, and I'm like, perfect, come here. I want to show you a thing called Muay Thai clinch. I just feel like I'll eat him alive in a clinch. UFC welterweight Daniel Rodriguez has failed a USADA test. D-Rod posted this to his Instagram. In the caption he wrote, following a communication from USADA today, I wanted to clarify the current situation to the media, my supporters, and everybody involved in the sport of mixed martial arts. Today I was notified of an out-of-competition sample that I provided to USADA was positive for an extremely low level of ostarine. First and foremost, I want to clarify that I did not intentionally use ostarine, nor have I ever knowingly used any prohibited substance in my career. I rarely take any form of supplements, and I have always strived to care for my body in the most natural ways. From my first fight until today, I have had a negative test every single time and not one slip up, not one positive test until today. Since I was notified, I became educated on ostarine, as well as others who have tested positive for the substance. Ostarine, specifically, is commonly found as a low-level contaminant in certain dietary supplements. These levels provide absolutely no performance-enhancing benefit. I strongly believe that a supplement contaminant is the reason for my low-level positive, and I'm actively working with my manager, USADA, and the UFC on reviewing and testing the supplements I took prior to my test. While I am extremely disappointed in this development and am now unable to fight on September 16th, I am looking forward to finding a definitive explanation for my low-level positive test, and I'm ready to fully cooperate with USADA. I look forward to getting back to work in the octagon soon. Unfortunately, some things are just out of control. Moving forward, I will be more selective with the supplements I put in my body, and will be sure to confirm that they are all third-party approved. Aljamain Sterling says his haters will still find a way to discredit him if he beats Sean O'Malley.
Oh, they love me, man. They love me. They're going to say O'Malley wasn't credible enough. He shouldn't have been in there in the first place. When I fought Cejudo, if he wins, Cejudo's back. He's so great. But if he loses, he was gone for 3 years. The guy's been training. He's been coaching the world champions, the who's who's of the divisions. And then with TJ, I fought with a torn labrum multiple times. 7 professional fights. I've won every single one of them. You can't use that crutch when you want to. I knocked out Cody Garbrandt with the bum shoulder. Yeah, I could knock out Aljamain Sterling too. It's a different matchup, dude. I kicked the shit out of his arm, and I think that's what probably dislocated his shoulder to begin with, and then I took him down, and that was the fight. You come in, and I can only fight who the UFC puts in front of me. It's not my fault you want to come in thinking that you can beat me with a bum shoulder. That's on you. That's not on me. And it's not my fault the judges gave that a split decision with myself and Petr Yan. I think the first round, I outstruck him by 7 strikes. I landed a big elbow in his head. He stumbled backwards. I landed the most significant strike in that first round. I should have 10-8'd him in round 2, and round 3 was up for a debate for a 10-8 as well. Round 4, I should have taken his down and not try to get style points. And I tried to jump on his back and ride him like a pony, pause. And I fell off the top, and he was able to get back into the fight. But what did he honestly do? I won those fights. You can make whatever, all the judges said this. Cry all you want, man. I love the tears, and I'm going to be laughing all the way to the bank. So line him up. I'm going to keep knocking him down and do what winners do, and that's win.
Earlier this week, Ian Garry made some comments that had the MMA community talking. Ian said that he was carrying the entirety of UFC 292 on his back. He said the card would go down the drain without him, and questioned who would be staying up to watch Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling.
Who in good is waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning in Europe, or the rest of the world for that matter, to watch Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley? They're waiting up for me. I can promise you that. They're waking up for me. They're staying there, they're tuning in for me because I'm a superstar in Europe. I've got an Irish nation behind me and a Brazilian nation behind me now, and I'm excited to go out there and show that I am a superstar.
Sean O'Malley responded to Ian. Sean said, "Yeah, I mean, I get what he's doing. I posted a clip of his manager, saying that Jeff Neal pulled out because his pussy hurts. So, he's a little mad at me for that. So he's trying to, I think he could have went about it other ways. That comment is just absolutely silly. I think he's going to be a star. I think he's going to do really good work. But for him to say that this card is about him and not me is, it shows his immaturity and his age a little bit. But it's not. I like the kid. I'm not going to say anything bad about him." And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's in reference to Alex Bejeda golfing and not being so good at it.
Event, I'm with Hans Molenkamp and the champ, Alex Bejeda. Back up. Here's the issue. They don't have to jump me. You got this.
The first one says, turns out Alex Bejeda is not good at golf until Izzy gets good. Then Alex will get to the PGA just to show him up. The second one's from Jermaine King. Says, I think John is trying to tell the UFC to not have him and Colby on the same card, because if they ran into each other, John would literally try to kill Colby. The final one's from Hughes K. Says, please God, don't let me feel the same way about Weidman that I do about Ferguson. It's hard seeing the old guard get beaten up. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.